Welcome back, all of you. In last session of the shading, we have covered certain prerequisites of the shading. To name a few, the concept of shading, how it is depending on the lighting and illumination model, then the types of illumination model, namely local and global illumination model, then the reflection, reflectivity properties of the surface objects and how it is emerging to the few more terminologies like diffuse reflection, specular reflection and ambient light, and how these three are going to contribute towards giving a color code or shading code to a particular point on the surface of the object which we want to eliminate or which we want to show at appearing to be eliminated using the concept of shading. So to continue with the same, now we are going to first cover the concept of surface normal. Say on this figure shown on this right hand side, it is showing a one part of the surface of the object that we want to show with the illumination effect or shading effect. So as you are observing over here, this object under consideration is shown as a made up of lot many small surfaces appearing with triangular in shape. So as you are already aware that every polygon, the over here say triangle, which is constituting the small surface, triangular surface of this entire object, this every small triangle or this polygon having vertices as their ending part. So every vertex under consideration having the perpendicular perpendicular, and that is called as the surface normal. The normal to the surface is represented by the line or light source which is perpendicular to the vertex or point of a polygon surface object. And now correct normals are essential for correct lighting, because this all the surface normals are nothing but they are going to consider while giving a different shading or color codes to the object. Using these surface normals only, we will be in a position to show that whether the light source is far away from this object, nearer to this object, or whether this object is under influence of not only the light source but other nearby objects also. So, so for this only, it is said that associate a normal to each vertex of a polygon or a surface polygon which is constituting a small part of the entire object that we want to show with the elimination effect. So in OpenGL specifically, there is command like GL begin, GL end. Within that, GL normal 3F, 3 for three-dimensional facet of a particular point X, Y, Z, and GL vertex 3F, X, Y, Z. So the normals you provide need to have a unit length, and you can use GL enable GL normalize to have OpenGL normalize all the normals, means initialize all the normals with the unit length unity. So now we are going to see mainly three variants of a shading model out of many which are existing, and the very basic of it is a flat shading model. So this is the kettle under consideration, and if you view it properly, this is nothing but you find that it is made up of lot many polygons. This, yes, this kettle is appearing to be three-dimensional with yellow color and color. There are various variations of this yellow color you might be observing, but one more effect also you might have observing from this figure is that the or it is not appearing to be the smoother one or circular one. This kettle is appearing to be constituting of many rectangular like polygons spaced aside one after another. So on the leftmost side, these polygon strips or rectangular strips are appearing to be darker, whereas as we are moving ahead they are appearing to be brighter. So those which are appearing to be brighter, that means that they are nearer to the light source. This is what the indication is. Now this part wherein say uh, this is shown over here. So this all of it are nothing but small surfaces, polygon surfaces, which is framing this entire surface of this kettle. So this is nothing but a flat shading. Compute lighting once and assign the color to the whole polygon. Now the assign the color to whole polygon, what does it mean? Because over here we want to apply the color to this kettle. So actually whatever object we want to show with the illumination effect, that object is at basic level it is considered as composed of small surface polygons. So when it comes to give them the color effect, then every polygon, small polygon will be considered one by one, and using their surface normal we start applying them color shade based on the input, that whether this particular polygon or a group of polygon is nearer to the light source or far away from the light source, and nearer to the nearby surfaces which are shiny or dull in nature. So based on it, we start giving shading information to each and every polygon surface normal, and as a whole when we compute it, then it is giving us the effect of entire object is getting eliminated. So over here, basic concept in a flat shading is we are going to compute the lighting only once. Means for a group of particular group of polygon which constitutes the kettle over here in this particular example, for those group we are going to calculate the color code, lighting code, and we assign this code to the entire set of polygon coming under it. We are not at all considering variation to each polygon. Say over here using circle, it is representing one group of set of polygons, say 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12 13 14 15 16, say roughly speaking 16 polygon sets are there, and to every polygon only once for one surface normal, say this particular polygon shown using the black background over here, constituting of 4 surfaces, every surface having its surface normal, and for every surface normal the color code is computed and it is applied to the entire polygon. So that is what the concept is: compute the lighting once and assign this color to the whole polygon. So for this group, this process will be done using only one code. Like this, it is applied to entire kettle, but by considering how far or how near that particular group of polygon from the light source. So this is what the flat shading model, and as you are observing over here, that kettle is not appearing smoother, rather it is appearing to be constituted of many polygons. So actually it is called as a match band effect. So what does it mean, match band effect? Flat shading suffers from match band effect. Match band effect humanize accentuate the discontinuity at the boundary. Means at a human eye level, we'll able to observe that this kettle is not a one object, rather it is constituting of lot many polygons. So if we are observing these differences using our human eye, then it is called as this particular shading model is suffering from match band effect, and that is what the drawback of flat shading. So that is what we are observing discontinuities at the boundaries. So why? Because flat shading only uses one vertex, normal, and material property to compute the color for the polygon. So because of it, even though the drawback is match band effect, but it is also fast to compute. It is used when the polygon is small enough, the light source is far away generally, and the eye is also very far away. So OpenGL command for this is GL shade model GL underscore flat. Now the smooth shading, as the concept of smooth shading is mainly it is devised to fix the problem of match band effect. Match band effect is remove the edge discontinuity. So compute lighting for more points on each face. So thus the flat shading on the left hand side, we are able to observe the differentiation of this bright shade and darker shade and using this boundary. And whether it is the smooth shading, we are not at all able to get how smoothly this color variation is appearing, and there is no illusion that a boundary line is appearing on the right hand side. So but obvious the smooth shading is appearing to be more realistic. So the smooth shading is considered in two popular shading methods, namely Gouraud shading and Phong shading. And Gouraud shading is mainly used in the OpenGL. So this, just at a very basic level, this particular diagram is showing this one. So light source is there above this table, table 10 is table, and the effect of this light when it is falling on this table surface is when it is visible, that is Phong shading, and when it is not visible, it is Gouraud shading. But the thing is that in both of the cases there is no appearance of match band effect. The top of the table is appearing to be smooth, it is not appearing to be, what we can say, contaminated with the match band effect. So Gouraud shading, the smooth shading algorithm used in OpenGL, where the parameter is GL shade model GL underscore smooth. So as compared to our previous image of this kettle, where it is clearly visible that constitutes of many polygon, you might have observed by this time that this kettle is appearing to be more realistic, more appearance is more smoother, because there is no using naked eye, we are not at all able to visualize or able to find out that this kettle is actually in within a computation or programming level, it is considered as a constituting of many polygons. So this is what actually the effect of smooth shading. Over here, it is appearance is more realistic. Lighting is calculated for each of the polygon vertices. Colors are interpolated for interior pixels. So per vertex lighting calculation means for as contrary to flat shading, where for one surface normal only we compute the color code and it is applied to entire polygon. In Gouraud shading, for per vertex lighting is calculated. Normal is needed for each vertex, and per vertex normal can be computed by averaging the adjacent face normals, like over here. And this, which is shown with the darker arrow, it is nothing but the average values of these four polygons. For every polygon, the centered normal is computed based on the values of vertex normal of every polygon, and based on this average surface normal of every polygon, the center normal is computed. So thereby it is averaging it and giving a more realistic or smoother effect. So but obvious that how much computation time it might be required while applying the color code or shading effect. So it is but obvious as compared to flat shading, it may take more time to calculate the color code for every point of a particular polygon. So lighting in the polygon interior can be inaccurate in this case, and it may take more time. This is what the problem of Gouraud shading is. So this is what actually the problem of Gouraud shading is. Say in a Phong shading, the interior of the polygon can be visible, whereas in a Gouraud shading, we are not able to show the reflection of a particular object that is falling in a interior of the polygon. So in a more easier terms, the effect of illumination due to other objects' influence is not reflected in concept of Gouraud shading, whereas it can be reflected in a Phong shading. So Phong shading. So instead of interpolation, we calculate the lighting for each pixel inside the polygon. That is, it is not now per surface normal, rather it is per pixel lighting. So we need to have normals for all the pixels not provided by the users. So we have to approximate it. So Phong shading algorithm interpolates the normals and compute lighting during rasterization because it is per pixel based. So from this narration only, you must have understood by this time that for every polygon, now it is going to consider per pixel based lighting information. So, but obvious, it is taking lot much time to give a correct appearance of the object in the process of rendering. So the process or the actual task of rendering is very slower if we are going to apply the Phong shading model. So because it need to map the normal back to world or eye space. So normal interpolation, say for every vertex of this polygon, we are computing surface normal, whereas apart from it, for every pixel, we consider that every polygon over here is constitutes of many pixel falling under every scan line, and for every scan line, whatever may be the number of pixel, for every pixel we are again going to interpolate what is the color code or shade code for it. So but obvious, because of it, it is slower, not supported by OpenGL because it is taking lot much memory and lot much time to render, and most of the graphics hardware, but it is giving a more closer look to the actual scene. So this is what actually the concept of shading is. So to conclude the thing, so three main shading models we have seen are flat shading, Gouraud shading, Phong shading. Flat shading mainly suffering from match band effect, whereas the benefit being it is faster computation. But over here we have clearly seen from the diagram that the appearance of the scenery or the image is not realistic. We can, using naked eye itself, we can easily able to recollect that it is nothing but constitutes of many surfaces, many polygons. Whereas in Gouraud shading and Phong shading, as the concept of smooth shading is applied, their appearance is more realistic. In a Gouraud shading, the set of the polygons or the surfaces which are nothing but the major small constituents of the object to be eliminated, at their level we are going to compute the surface normal. Initially at every vertex level we compute the surface normal, then we average it, we find out the average surface normal for per polygon, then for every average surface normal we again average it and compute it for the index pixel, and then like this we keep on interpolating it, but it is not able to showcase the effect when we want to show the reflection of any light on that particular object or the influence of other object on this light. Shadow effect is not properly visible in a Gouraud shading, whereas it is possible in a Phong shading because it is going to consider or calculate the surface normal per pixel wise, and because of it, it is very slow in a rendering and not supported by many of the graphics hardware, and it needs a supporting kit for the same. So this is what actually three major shading algorithms which are still popular in most of the rendering software. Have a nice day.